Hey, I'm Judy with HarmonicLivingNow.com and welcome back to the Monday Morning Shift. Today's topic is perfectionism, and that's something that's really kind of near and dear to my heart. I never really thought that I was a perfectionist before, but I really was. But what is perfectionism? What causes someone to be a perfectionist? Or is it something that we just take pride in? We think being a perfectionist is some sort of a virtue, that we are really working hard on a project and we're not, or something, anything, and we're not going to release it and show it to the public or turn it in until it's perfect, because we're taking pride in our work, right? And we want to make sure that it's just so, that's just spot on. But what ends up happening when we take that little thing of perfectionism on? We end up procrastinating, avoiding the project for a while sometimes. I know this is what I've done in the past. We end up redoing what we've already done because it's just not good enough yet. And it just takes us forever to complete it, if we ever get it completed at all. Are you relating to any of this at all? Is this something that you've done or maybe are doing? I did this with a CD that I released in 2007. I had worked, and I still do, but I worked for 20 years at the time as a professional singer, and I was releasing an original CD, and it took me 7 years to release it. Why? Because it was never good enough. And what I ended up discovering was it wasn't that the project wasn't good enough, or the music wasn't good enough, the instrumentation or the vocals weren't good enough. None of that was true. What was true was that I didn't feel like I was good enough. And if I released it, then I would be criticized or judged, or worse, not accepted. So it wasn't that my work wasn't good enough, or that was really not the worry that I had. Let's just put it that way. The worry that I had and the concern that really deep down kept me spinning in this endless cycle of redoing and putting in one more finishing touch and all that stuff, was just the mere fact that I didn't feel good enough. And so perfectionism is something that we kind of wear as a badge, right? Well, it's not done yet, it's not ready yet, because it's going to be perfect when I release it. But really all it is a mask. We're just hiding behind the title of perfectionism. We're hiding the fact that we're just not ready to put ourselves out there because we don't want to be not accepted. We don't want to be criticized, and we don't want to be judged. So we're going to do some tapping today on those things. Now this is going to be a little bit general. We each have our own reasons why we take on the role of perfectionism, but I'm going to do some general tapping on some of the common reasons why, and I think we all have. Those of us that have been or are perfectionists have a lot of the same emotions and beliefs that keep us stuck in that never-ending cycle of perfectionism and not releasing our projects. Some of it may be true for you and some of it may not, but tap anyway, because you will get what we call borrowed benefits, and that can't be a bad thing, right? Tapping is just plain ass good for you. So start with the side of the hand and repeat after me. Okay, I'm ready to look at this for what it is. I think I may have been playing the part of a perfectionist, telling myself all this time that it's just not good enough yet, that I could add some more to it, and then it'll be okay. Really? I've just been avoiding it. I think I'm really a little bit afraid to finish it. I'm going to honor how I feel. Even though I've been calling this perfectionism, I'm ready to recognize that it might go a little deeper than that. That there might be something that I'm holding that's keeping me from producing this, from getting this done. I'm just going to honor how I feel and who I am. Even though I get really frustrated because I find myself distracted or procrastinating or avoiding what I need to do. And I tell myself it's because I just haven't figured out how to make it perfect yet. I'm ready to look a little deeper and see what's really going on. And I'm going to honor how I feel. Let's go to the eyebrow point. All this perfectionism. The idea that it just has to be perfect before I release it. That it can never be finished unless it's perfect. It's like this drive in me to get it perfect. And it never is. I'm never satisfied. I'm never content with the outcome. Maybe there's something else going on. What is perfect anyway? It's all objective. I wonder what it is that keeps me driving towards perfection. I do feel a little bit of a fear. If I really look deep, there's a little fear that if I put it out there, it might get rejected. That it won't be good enough. And that'll be all my fault. Because I didn't try hard enough. I wasn't talented enough. Or smart enough. And then the whole world's going to see that. I can't release it yet. I can't let the world see this project. Not now. It's not perfect. They'll know I'm not talented enough. They'll know I'm not smart enough. They'll know. They'll reject me maybe. And I can't let that happen. I'm going to keep driving towards perfection. I'd rather not put it out there at all than risk being rejected. Or worse, criticized. Woo. But I'm not willing to settle for that. I choose to recognize what it really is. That it's just a fear. Just a fear that I have. A belief. It's not my project. That's not good enough. It's not my project that I'm afraid isn't good enough. It's me I'm afraid isn't good enough. And that's just a belief. That's just a belief I've held. And it isn't true. And I'm just going to honor that. I'm just going to look at this for what it is. This thought and belief that I've held that I'm not good enough. I'm going to release that. I'm choosing to release that belief. But I can't do it. I can't do it. It's been with me too long. Maybe I can. Choosing to release this belief. Recognize that it's there and just blow it up. It isn't true. Never has been true. I'm just as good as the next guy. And I can put my projects out there. I can show the public. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be me. I'm going to choose to look at this differently. Choosing now to look at this differently. Blowing the need to be perfect right out of my reality. And relaxing and accepting exactly who I am, the talents that I have, the knowledge that I have, the experience that I have. Honoring all of that and allowing it to come through in my work, to come through in everything that I do, and just getting it out there. Because just in being me, that's good enough. There is no such thing as perfect. But there is such a thing as me. And I'm choosing to allow all of that to shine in everything that I do. I'm just going to breathe that truth in right now. And it feels so exciting to think about the possibilities of finishing all my projects in a very timely manner and releasing this need to be perfect right now. I love tapping on that and just reminding myself that what I put out there, as long as I know I've done my best, it's perfect enough because it's me. And will I get rejected? Probably. Will I be criticized? Probably. We all are, right? Anybody who puts anything out there will be. You can either risk doing that and being completely satisfied with your work and what you do, or you can continue spinning in the perfectionism and never ever releasing anything, never putting anything out there, and never stepping into who you are and shining in your own right. If you haven't signed up for the Monday Morning Shift newsletter yet, you'll get a video like this from time to time in your inbox. You can do that at harmoniclivingnow.com. I'd love to have you join the Harmonic Living family. Until next week, you guys, mwah, I love you. Go out there and make it your own.